Hello, I'm Bill Curtis for Investigative Reports. If it hadn't been for a home video camera, the Los Angeles riots might never have happened. Rodney King might well have been just another suspect arrested by the police. But a citizen with a camera was there as the police beat King, and the images recorded that night convinced many Americans that the officers involved deserved punishment. In the burst of rage that followed their acquittal, the flames of the riots lit up the night, and chaos ruled Los Angeles for 3 days. I was among the many reporters who rushed to cover that story, and home video cameras were there, too. Some citizens braved the flames and the snipers' bullets to capture the riots from the inside. Their cameras went where no crews could go, including the sidewalk at the notorious corner of 71st and Normandy, where it all began. Filmed by amateurs, sometimes a little unsteady, these shocking images tell the story as it has never been told before. And they help us understand, perhaps for the first time, the anatomy of a riot. By now, the image is all too familiar. The beating of Rodney King. On April 29, 1992, the police officers who beat King are acquitted of all charges. We should warn you that what you are about to see is quite disturbing. This is where it all begins, 71st and Normandy. At approximately 4 o'clock, 1 hour after the police officers are acquitted, a call comes in to the 77th Street Police Division in South Central L.A. Man being beaten, 71st and Halldale. 30 minutes later, another call. Officer needs assistance. What follows is the spark that sets off the greatest civil unrest in American history. The crowd is hostile, defiant, over what they believe is police brutality. Members of the L.A. street gang, the Crips, along with neighbors and friends, fight back. Police set up a perimeter to protect the arresting officers. But the police are outnumbered. Later, they will claim to have been unprepared for this magnitude of unrest. Officers try to keep the peace, but the anger and hatred of the crowd swells with each passing minute. Then the order comes down from Lieutenant Mike Mullen to leave the scene and regroup at the Riot Command Center. The crowd continues to taunt and berate the police as they retreat. With the police leaving, a reporter suddenly finds himself in harm's way. They demand his film. The order to leave the area will come under heavy criticism and will be investigated by federal authorities. L.A. Police Chief Daryl Gates will dismiss Lieutenant Mike Mullen. They've seized the neighborhood. The victory celebration carries everyone to the busy intersection of Florence and Normandy. It's there at Florence and Normandy that the boldness and brutality of the mob would escalate unchecked, culminating in the infamous attack on truck driver Reginald Denny. We'll come back to the scene when Anatomy of a Riot returns here on A&E.
Oh, where is that? Oh, it's gorgeous. Nice beaches. It's tropical. I think I will guess Hawaii. No? Oh, okay, look at this. This vast open rockiness. Oh, it's green. It's gorgeous. Look at that. It's a man's vacation. Scotland, right? No. If that's not Spain, I give up. No.
Where the new world meets the old world, discover the new old world. Puerto Rico.
I should have known.
It seems Europeans have a passion for certain things, American. And one of them happens to be the reliable, efficient delivery of a certain American delivery company, UPS. Fact is, we've built the most comprehensive delivery network in Europe. So next time you need something shipped there, use the outfit Europeans find, well, so fashionable. UPS. We run the tightest ship in Europe.
There are a lot of smart reasons to apply for the American Express card. Just call us at 1-800-THE-CARD.
And then a canceled flight won't leave you stranded.
I can't believe they canceled our flight.
It'll be fine. This is a great day. It's a beautiful drive.
Because unlike a bank card, the American Express card has no preset spending limit.
You can apply right over the phone.
With the American Express card, you're in control. You pay your bill in full. There's no revolving debt, no outrageous interest. You stay out of that trap.
So call 1-800-THE-CARD. You can apply right over the phone.
I still don't know where I lost that wallet. My whole life was in it. Pictures, license.
So we're on bread and water?
No. New card.
If you ever lose the card or it's stolen, you can get a replacement in 24 hours.
Don't delay. Call 1-800-THE-CARD and apply now.
We now return to Anatomy of a Riot. As night fell in south-central L.A., the rioters were taking over the streets. The mob began to pull drivers out of their vehicles, and as we'll see, the police, outnumbered and unprepared, could do little more than watch. Florence and Normandy, late afternoon. A Volvo with a 7-month infant in the back seat is attacked. Neighbors watch as innocent people are made victims of the violence and hatred of the young, many of whom belong to street gangs. Outsiders are not welcome and are pelted with rocks, street signs, any other ammunition that's handy. Members of the 71st Street Hustlers, a subgroup of the Crips, lead the assault. The fortunate turn their cars around to flee, but most are unsuspecting of the danger. Police drive through the intersection without stopping. It does little to deter the crowd. The crowd rages with hatred for police and anyone who does not belong. The violence escalates further as a motorist tries unsuccessfully to speed through the intersection. He barely manages to get away with his life. Again, police drive through the intersection without stopping, and again, they are ineffective. The crowd's sense of power grows. No one is safe now, and the mob attacks a local Korean-owned business. The opportunity for looting brings more people into the unrest. Damian Williams is one of 4 people who will be arrested for their alleged actions here.